Material design for face-to-face environments. Looking in for designing teaching materials by Jaime Camacho Hernandez, degree in English is a foreign language, National Open and Distance University. What should English language learning (ELT) material have? The management that is given in learning and the use of the material is applicable in the following as in the use of text with the more wide space than with overload information which does not contain so many activities overflowing more towards containing text and illustration that meaning and interest easy to relate. On the other hand, the great importance that the materials contain a voice with which they can become familiar, especially more personalized, this with respect to the author, which is necessary to contain a good dialogue with the students, trying to find an approach and the interaction mainly with that more active voice. In the need to generate trust toward students, in which there is a proximity in which they generate new expectations, with a high level of security and confidence towards themselves, this will make a learning more flexible, using simple language, with task simple, simplifying types of exercise. This be maintaining a dialogue in another case is necessary to generate easy tasks in which the student is personally involved, such as in their daily needs. As an example, the need to communicate with others in the English language. All this generating long and short-term objectives. Otherwise, the immersion of the student in the more relevant topics is of a great importance. This looking for them to scrutinize and investigate according to their own needs through the didactic materials in a self-discovery in which they choose their own tasks and strategies and to put together their own projects. The importance of the didactic material is that they achieve a focus on the different activities, reaching achievements among more options, such as textbooks, making their understand and begin interested so that later they generate an analysis regarding the characteristics of linguistics. What are the main principles of second language acquisition relevant to the development of materials for the teaching of language? Among the fundamental principles and in the acquisition and management of the English language, we have to promote activities that generate information, such as generating the teaching of grammar, among others, guiding students toward practice and interaction with other speakers in an interactive way, as well as the use characteristics of the English language in the case of the transcription of the applicability according to the use of the language for communication not only in a practice but in communication specifically but the strategies and the activities stimulate procedural knowledge such as knowing how to use the language as well as interactive communication with a facility learning and the ease practice in which the use of didactic materials is important. Also, important imposition on interaction activities such as communication, acquisition of information, opinion, and implementation of activities in obtaining and incorporating information from a text to have an own opinion, debate, or give a point of view after listening and reading certain text or teaching material. Also, in the use of writing, such as writing must be creative, functional, and descriptive. Memorizing is essential in the training process and the predetermined time in the acquisition of new language and its characteristics with respect to the language where is it intended that the learning is lasting for this is necessary to reinforce what is learning in the students and the they adjust to the need of what's be learned. Therefore, the material have to facilitate instruction for a practice acquisition of the characteristics of the language in the use as in the acquisition of vocabulary, the characteristics of students and their abilities must be taken in account, both those who are motivated via reading and those who are motivated by writing from an experimental learning point of view. Therefore, the activities must open and generalized toward all students according to their perspective. That is why the need to include text or material that are incorporated, as in the case of visual elements such as writing, auditory such as reading audios, kinesthetic when exercise such as speech practice, opportunity practice and listen, with other or in public. In an experiential way, when it is practiced individuality through communication or practice depends when it's a learning in a personal observed thought, while individuality when it is learning by reading, writing through book of teachers. And bibliographic reference, thanks.